Yeah, hi. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Good evening. So, guys, onto this particular lecture, we are going to understand how to implement hooks in Cucumber. And that too, we are dealing with a Cucumber BDD framework, and we are working in a Playwright environment with JavaScript language, right? So, if we are dealing with these kind of things, how to implement, sorry, hooks in Cucumber BDD kind of framework. So, guys, as if you know that till now, as of now, that we have been able to implement these many things as well. So last time what we did is that we just implemented a login feature kind of functionality, and I was able to add a landing step definition, corresponding step definition file was added to it, right? And apart from that, I halted the lecture, reason being because now the next part that comes into the topic is of creating of your page object model. But even before the page object model, I am following a very sequential manner, guys, because the reason being I am following in a very a detailed and a sequential manner, because if you follow the sequence, if you're learning automation for the first time, if you are a fresher coming out from an organization, from a particular a college, whatever it may be, or you are having 2 years of experience in IT domain, if the sequence is correct, everything will be correct. I've seen people jumping directly onto the a framework, how to create the framework, or they are not doing their homework part. They're uh, I would request you guys, if you are watching my lectures closely, and if you want to build your framework with Playwright and with JavaScript, that too on Cucumber BDD, first quickly learn all these concepts and then quickly come over here, right? Once you come over here, there are only three lectures that I am jotting it down, and the third lecture I am currently working on in front of you guys, right? So I would request you guys, to follow the process and to follow the actual steps, because the sequence makes a lot of importance onto that. So today we are going to understand the concept of hooks. After hooks, what will happen, I will create, I will make you understand page object, kind of functionality. What it is page object, those who know very well, fine. Those who do not know, let me give you a brief example. So there will be a particular page for each page element. You can say, for a particular page there will be, we'll be creating some locators and we'll be creating some methods, right? And onto this particular page, this page will be called over into our step definition file, and your step definition file will be getting some sort of this kind of thing from your hooks, right? So what I'm talking about, you, it might not make sense, that's why I just shown you what I am up to. I've given you a bigger picture as of now. So we are going to implement hooks onto this particular session, and it is so easy that even if you are sitting onto a beach, then then also you can implement hooks. It is that level of easy. So let's get back to the lecture. Click on right click over here, right, and click on new file and say hooks.js, right? So I've created a file named as hooks, right? Onto this particular hooks you can create n number of hooks. Basically hooks are nothing, they are just a piece of code, and all this piece of code gets executed with respect to this feature file, depending upon the kind of tag I'm making use of, at before, at after, at before step, at after step, before all, after all. So these are the kind of Cucumber hooks that we are going to check today. But quickly I'll just make you understand that how to create it, because people are aware of Java and C sharp but not about this JS, right? So just do like this, type async function this and this, right? You need to do this much amount of uh, thing over here. Sorry, you need to type async. Let's say there is a function, this is kind of function, and then curly braces, right? Inside this particular curly braces, you just need to you can print something like before particular, let's say scenario, before scenario. Okay, it will make sense, right? I'm just making, making you understand how to create hooks directly onto the framework. Very few people will make you understand, will take this amount of risk, because nobody wants their YouTube video to be explained in such a way that people get confused, but I am making you confused because this confusion will save hours of your time when you are joining a particular organization, right? So create a particular hook over here and just uh, uh, you know uh, you can, let's say, make use of this particular annotation, but you need to import it, like import before, comma, these are the annotations we are going to work: before all, after, comma, after all, comma, a before step, comma, after step. Okay, so these are 1 2 3 4 5 6 annotations we are going to understand. Okay, and where you need to put your before keyword, right? So before keyword you need to put onto over here, before this particular function kind of stuff, right? So before, before, it is a little bit different from Java. So that's why, I keep on taking reference for you guys, so that at least you are able to understand, because I don't want your life to get messed up, right? So you have created successfully an annotation which is named as before annotation. अब ये करता क्या है? What is the rule use of this before annotation, right? And what is the use of this after annotation? समझाऊंगा बाद में. First you need to understand after seeing the demo, right? So after particular scenario, so AFTER, right? Alt Shift F is used for formatting. Remove extra spaces, because in an automation framework you might get a peer review comment for this. Right? Fine. So we have created two hooks, before and after. Right? Let's say before particular scenario, open browser. Okay, and after particular scenario, close the browser. That is it. This is my precondition kind of stuff. Okay, now I am onto my landing step definition file, right? And this is login feature. So before hook will run before every scenario. Let's say there are 5 scenarios. So even before this scenario is executed, before you go to the Amazon page, you need to ensure that you are, initiating your web browser. You are opening a particular kind of web browser. At least if you are going to Amazon page, then on where you are going to open the Amazon page? Are you going to open on Chrome? Are you going to open on Safari? Are you going to open on uh, Firefox, WebKit? Where you are going to open, right? So I am again taking a reference of this kind of stuff. So in your already developed framework, these things will be present over there, that I want onto the Chromium to launch this particular kind of stuff, right? I'm not coding over here, I'm just showing. I'll code it in front of you guys again and again, but just try to understand. So I have created a before hook, which means that before every scenario my browser will get opened up, and once this scenario, this third line is reached, my after hook will come into play, that it will close my browser as mentioned and shown over here, right? If you guys are following my lecture, you would be able to understand what these steps basically mean. Okay, so now allow me to run this particular amount of code and let's see what happens. See, all this amount of code, login.feature given, I am inside the given method. It executed this step, this it executed then a step, but before hook got executed before this scenario, which means before particular scenario open browser, and after hook got implemented, got executed after the end of the scenario. So this is the only thing that is required to be done. That is it. This is the end of the lecture, right? Now there is one more thing you need to understand. Okay, I'll make you understand. It is very simple. Now there is two more things that you need to see, that is before step and after step. So before step, let's say this, and after step, let's say this. Guys, it is a very simple kind of things. I'll make you understand in a way that you won't forget even after long time. So before step means before every step, before every step of feature file inside scenario, it will be executed. and after every step of feature file inside scenario it will be executed. Okay, will it happen in the same way? Yes, it will happen. Now allow me to run it. See what is happening over here. First your before hooks was called, and then after the end of scenario your after hook got called after scenario close browser, right? And before every step, this before step is running, I am inside the given method before every step of feature file inside scenario, and then after step it is being running, right, after every step of feature file, then before every step of feature file, after step of feature file, before every step of feature file, after every step of feature file, right? And at the end when everything got ended, this hook before, sorry, after hook got executed, right? So before and after are basically, these are those kind of hooks that are basically meant for a scenario, so it will run before and after scenario. These kinds of hooks are basically meant for a particular steps, right? And now there are some global kind of hooks, which means that before all and after all. I'll show you that as well. So let's say before all scenarios, and then after all scenario. मैं समझाता हूँ guys, please don't worry what I'm up to it, I'll make you understand. Don't think that any concept I'll not make you understand. So this is your after all scenario. AFTER. Okay, so this much we have done, right? Should I run this particular code? Let's run it and let's see what happens. So first of all, before all basically means how many scenarios. Let's say there are 10 scenarios over here, but still my before all will be run at the first step. उसके बाद, first of all, this is the first thing that is going to get executed if this hook is present. Second thing that is going to execute it is your before and after, because it is related to scenario. And when you go even more inside, that is inside the steps, then before and after step are going to execute. So the order of execution goes like, first is this, and then is this comes to your second level, and this is at your third level, a more granular level, right? So what I'm trying to say is that, let's allow me to create one more scenario over here. I'll just copy paste it out over here, and let's say I'll, for the sake of time, scenario 2 I'm mentioning over here. Given I am, let's say, on Flipkart website, then I am on landing page of Flipkart. I am able to get the title of page Flipkart. Let's say this is what I've done, right? If I run it, I'll get particular step definition file kind of, I should get. Allow me to save it. Now I am running it. So I have got the skeleton over here, and how to create the step definition file. Again, I am reiterating, copy it out, go to step definition. Step definition file is for, let's say, Amazon. I am going to create, let's say, for Flipkart underscore step def.js. And you have just copy pasted, remove all the faltu things that are not required at any point in time, and write your own code in a proper way, in a proper manner, right? And since you are making use of given when, then you need to import them as well. Simple. This lecture is so simple, but you can, really work. If you are working on a particular beach, if you are playing, you can work onto it, right? So given, when, then, and that is it, right? It's all done. See, all the errors have gone. Now allow me to just print a particular message, log. For Flipkart, I'm making equal to sign inside given. For Flipkart, I'll just copy it out and just take 2 more minutes, guys. I'll just sum it up, right? Inside when, and now inside then. Let's say the code, this is the code for all these kind of things, right? So there are two scenarios. Now how many hooks are going to run? For two scenarios, I have told you already. Let's say there are 1,000 scenarios. It will be run once, it will be run once. Okay, this is the output that is going to happen. And since there are two scenarios, so two times A browser will open, browser will close for scenario 1, and browser will again open for scenario 2, and browser will close for scenario 2, right? There are three steps, which means six times before and after step are going to get executed. Let's run it and let's see what happens. See, again, it is working perfectly fine as I suggested. Before all scenario, after all scenario got run only once, because let's say you have 500 scenarios, it is going to run only once. Okay, there are two scenarios. So open browser executed once, and close browser will be executed once. Open browser, and this is your open browser. Then you are before step, after step, before step, after step, before step, after step, right? And this is your close browser. Okay, this is the end of your one scenario. And now for your second scenario, again before scenario, and then your after scenario, and for every step these hooks are running properly. So guys, this was all about this particular lecture, because we are going to make use of this hooks as I have shown over here, so that we can run a particular test case in a page object model in onto a framework developed in Cucumber BDD along with Playwright and JS, right? So this is the reason why I have halted the uh, you know uh, the premiere of upcoming lectures. I was about to to quickly create a page object model and to show you, but this is an important concept that we needed to learn over here. So I hope this is all about this particular lecture. It is super easy, it can be done at any point of time. It does not takes time. It just requires your conscious focus for 10 to 15 minutes. That is it. I'm not trying to make things over simpler, but these are really simple things. Okay. So please let me know, guys, if you have enjoyed my lecture, and please like and share, and let me know wherein you are facing some form of issues. So thank you guys for your time, and thanks a lot for your patience. Thank you.